Good morning, students. I am Sourav Ray, your social science teacher. So, you have already know that your subject social science is a new subject from class 6, and in class 6 there are 3 subjects in social science. First one is civics, next one geography, and third one history. So, you have already read in the chapter 1 that what, where, how and when. And in this chapter the first 2 subunits are completed. That what means what we will read in this chapter. So you already know that in this chapter or in the total entire book we learn that what people ate, what kind of clothes they wore, and what kind of home they had. So all these things, their lifestyle, their music, their political system, what kind of gods and goddesses they worship, all these things we will learn in this book. And this book is history. And all these things from the past, this is called history. And now the next subunit, where did people first establish their villages and towns in our Indian subcontinent. Why it is called a subcontinent? Because in India and its neighboring countries at that time there are no separate countries. All the countries are together called subcontinent. So at that time, 10,000 years ago, when first people came to this subcontinent and those people are living here, they slowly learn how to cultivate, how to hunt animals, how to make houses. So all these things they learned slowly. So first you have know already that the people first established their settlements on the slope of Khetar and Suleiman hills in the northwest of India. And also some people are established their settlements on the bank of river Narmada and in northeast India, Meghalaya, Garo hills, in the slope of Garo hills. So in this way we have know that first people there are some evidences found by the historians and archaeologists that where people first lived in the subcontinent. It is more or less 8,000 years ago. Later we have know that 4,700 years ago some cities developed in the bank of river Indus, and those civilizations are very developed, and as we compare that civilization as today's civilization. And also 2,700 years ago they had established some village based civilization and some kingdoms on the bank of river Ganga and in Magadha. Slowly they started spreading all over the subcontinent and every nook and corner of our country. And now from today we learn that why did people travel that time? Why did people travel every part of the subcontinent? Okay. So there are 6 reasons we have found in our book, also mentioned in our book page number 3, that there are some reasons. First reason is for livelihood, that at that time you have already know people traveled one place to another place to collect their food, to make agriculture and for hunt animals, and also this is for livelihood. Number 2, to escape from natural disasters. At the time our natural disasters are very cruel to the people because scientific development was not there, so people are very much afraid of those natural disasters like heavy rainfall, flood, drought, earthquake, etc. So at that time, people escaped from one place to another place to save their lives. Number 3, to conquering other kingdom. At that time, some kings also migrated from one place to another place with their huge armies to attack some other king's territory and capture it to spread their kingdom. This is another purpose. Number 4, the merchants struggled for trade. They collect all the goods and they wanted to sell it in another place. So in this way, the merchants traveled one place to another place to sell their goods and earn money or earn some other goods in exchange. So this is another reason. So number 5 reason, it is the religious teachers worked place to place to offer advice for good life. Some religions also established at that time. Those sages and priests, those religious teachers walked one place to another place to offer advice for good life and also spread their religious messages. Number 6, some people also driven by the spirit of adventure and wanting to discover new places. They are so adventurous and they wanted to discover new places. So all these reasons are responsible for the people who have traveled from one place to another place. And what is the result of this migration? Means the movement. This movement, the people enriched our culture, our ways of carving stone, composing music, and even cooking food over several hundred of years. So we have learned from the people of one place to another place how these things have to be done, and in this way we will enrich ourselves. Now next, the names of the land, the next subunit. In this subunit you have seen that the word India comes from the river named Indus, called Sindhu in Sanskrit. So where does the name came from? The name came from the river named Indus, or in Sanskrit it is called Sindhu. It is situated in the northwestern portion of India. And so number 2 point, the Iranians pronounced it as Hindus. They cannot pronounce the letter S properly in Sanskrit. So they pronounce the Sindhu as Hindu or Hindus. So and Greeks pronounced it as Indos. So they also cannot pronounce properly the word S. So they pronounced it at Indos. So and they both had came to India about 2500 years ago through the northwest. So they came to India about 2500 years ago through northwestern side, and when they first arrived at the bank of the river Sindhu or Indus or Hindus, they named the land situated just beside the river Indus or Hindus as India or Hindustan. So this is the story how our country named as India. Okay, Bharata was used for a group of people who lived on the northwest of India. Okay, so those people lived on the northwest of India. There is a community, a group of people there at that time. The group of people. So their name of the clan is or group is Bharata. So as per the name of the group, the country named Bharata. They are also living in the northwest part of India. And it is mentioned in the earliest book written on Sanskrit language, that is Rig Veda. The word Bharata is mentioned in the ancient text Rig Veda. Ancient Sanskrit text Rig Veda. And Rig Veda was written around 3500 years ago. Okay. So remember these years. Rig Veda in 3500 years ago. Okay, so it was the earliest book written on Sanskrit. Okay, I hope you have understood this subunit. Now we'll go to the next subunit.